welcome. Thank you for coming to virtual community this morning. I'm Rachel McCoy with Fairfield DD. I'm going to introduce first Andrea Spires from Young Professionals of Lancaster, and then she has some other people from her group going to hop on too. So we'll go ahead and get it started with Andrea.
Hi, I'm Andrea Spires. I'm the Director of Community Impact at the United Way, and I'm one of our, we don't really call it a board, but just like our group of people that work together to make the young professionals work here in Lancaster. So Nicole Davis is also here, so I'll let her introduce herself.
Yeah, my name's Nicole Davis. As she said, I work with Park National Bank in the investment department. And I'm one of the ones too that just kind of help the young professionals organize events. We call ourselves a steering committee instead of a board so that we don't have to do all the board stuff. And we can just keep it really casual like millennials like to do anyway.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. We'll get started. Let me make sure. Okay. Can everybody see it okay? Let me see if I can do presentation. Slideshow. There we go. Okay. So Nicole's going to go ahead and go first. So go ahead, Nicole.
Yeah, so a little bit about who we are. So we are actually, our group, a lot of people don't know this, we are a subsidiary of the Lancaster Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce. So we were founded in 2011. We have over 200 quote unquote members. We don't charge a membership fee, so it's kind of really hard to track that. Our social media platform is really our main way of being in touch with our members. So on there, we have over 600 likes on Facebook. So I guess you could call that members since we don't really qualify members by any other means. But yeah, so we're just a group of millennial generation in Lancaster, Ohio, who just gets together on and off throughout the year to just find ways to give back or hang out and just kind of, yeah, see how we can make an impact in Lancaster. We do have a steering committee instead of a board, and it's just a group of people who give of their time and talents to really help our events go seamlessly. So Eric Croft, he is an AVP at Park National Bank. Myself, I work in the trust department. Andrea, who you all know, she is the Director of Community Impact at United Way. Julia Taylor, she's kind of our marketing liaison because her job is literally a marketing coordinator for Fairfield County Chamber of Commerce. You always need a marketing person on a board, just hint. And then Colin Hedico, who is marketing and events coordinator for Destination Downtown Lancaster. I'm sure if you don't know him personally, you know of him. He is everywhere. And that's kind of our group. So when I joined the Fairfield County Young Professionals group, we were kind of in a transition stage. We started being merely a social club, and there was good and bad associated with that. And sometimes you learn from these experiences, and we decided to do that. So when Young Professionals started, like I said, it was merely just a social club, and we saw a big influx in members, and then it fell off pretty quickly. And the reason was we were doing one too many happy hours. So, you know, professionals in town and CEOs and managers thought, you know, I don't mind sending my young professionals to these events, but what are they really gaining from it if it's just happy hour after happy hour after happy hour? So while that has its place, it's really, it shouldn't be the focus of any group. So we kind of made a shift from that and to become who we are today. And that happened about 5-6 years ago when Andrea and I got on board. We just kind of had like a real conversation as a committee and thought, what do we want to be going forward? And how do we make this a really respectable group in town, and kind of looked at too for what we can do and bring rather than just what, you know, we do from 4 to 6. So we really had a big revelation and change in the direction that we were going.
So today we try to focus on 4 different areas. So personal and professional development, education, community engagement, and networking. So a lot of those things we can't do right now, which is kind of a bummer. But we have had a few Zoom opportunities to have to bring the YPLs together, because we know it's really still important during COVID, especially to bring people together to bring education opportunities, community engagement. So we're really happy that Rachel had us on today to kind of get the word out there still what we're doing and trying to get together. And, you know, networking is always really important, especially when you're a young professional, because, you know, you're still figuring out what you want to do, where you want to go, who you want to be. So we're just still trying to help make sure people have those opportunities. A lot of the things that we do throughout the year are, we always try to volunteer as much as possible in the community. So the chamber golf outing, they did end up having that this year, so I volunteered at that and sat at a hole all day, and no one got a hole in one, so, you know. You know, when there's Saturday cinema or the chocolate walk, we're always out and about. We do personal development lunches, so we have a few of those a year, usually on Friday, and we bring in a speaker. So we've had a lot of great speakers over the year just talk about where they are in certain things, like how to become involved in boards or how to be more engaged in the community. We've also been involved with the Chamber of Commerce Fall Trade Show, which actually is happening today. So if anyone is out and about, I will be volunteering there this evening from 4 to 6 at the fairgrounds. We always do an annual toy drive with the Maywood Mission, so it's really important to us to give back. So we're trying to find new ways to do that as well. But one of our main events is giving back every year with the toy drive. And then our key events are our power breakfast. So we have a speaker come in, someone in the community that has kind of made their way up from a young professional to being a more seasoned professional, and just telling us about how they got there. What are some of the things that they would recommend young professionals to do to grow in their careers or grow in the community? And then we still do have after hours events. We had one at Double Edge not too long ago. We kept it to a minimum of 10 people, so we were safe and outside, but it's still nice just to try to get together and, you know, relax after a hard week of work. And these are some things that we've done in the past as well. There are free fit Saturdays, so free workouts. And then, like I said before, the Saturday night cinema. I know this year I think they had it as a drive-in opportunity, so I think Nicole, you volunteered at that this year. So we're definitely always looking for opportunities, especially downtown, to give back. And then we've also done the tour of trees through 211. So 9 years, maybe even 10 years that we've been doing that. So we'll definitely look forward to doing that this winter, because those trees are donated to families in need that don't have a tree. And then again, this is a picture of our toy drive that we did a few years ago. And we partner with Reflections, and they're a great group of seniors that want to give back to kiddos as well. So they really enhance what we're able to do to give to Maywood Mission. So there's some more pictures. I think these are the past few years of Reflections. They always try to fill up that big stocking, which is really fun. You never know, she might make a bigger one just to try to fill it up even more. She's always about giving back. That's Deb, who is, I think, their events coordinator there. And then these are some of the things that we were involved with before the pandemic, but we had at Rockside Winery, we had an after hours event there, and we also did some trivia at Double Edge Brewing, which is really fun. So I'm going to hand it back over to Nicole. So why PL is needed.
So yeah, we continue to do what we do because we really think that it's really important to keep as many young professionals in Lancaster and not driving down to Columbus as much as possible. So that's really kind of the heart and soul of why we do what we do. Additionally, like, there's a lot of people that have gone before us that have made such a tradition of people that really give back and love Lancaster and Fairfield County, and we just want to continue that. The other thing is we like to engage young professionals through networking and volunteerism as much as possible. For a lot of young professionals, our group is their very first networking type activity, and when you're 23, 24 and out of college, a networking event can seem very scary. So I just think sometimes when you're with, like-minded people your own age, it makes it a little less scary. Sometimes it's just a breakfast get together. Sometimes it's an after-hour event where they can just come and just kind of let their guard down a little bit, and it doesn't seem as nervous as walking into an event where everybody's in, suits and ties. So that's kind of why we, as a steering committee and other young professionals who help on the regular, our steering committee, I know I read 4 or 5 names, but we have a ton of people in our group that really, jump in whenever we need something to keep the young professionals of Lancaster going and our events strong. So that's kind of why we do what we do. These are, Andrea talked about the power breakfast. That's kind of our bread and butter type event. We, pre-pandemic, had that event once a quarter. So these are some of the professionals who came in and spoke to us over the past couple years. The list is a lot bigger than this, but we just try to pull some names out that a lot of you all may know in the community. And these people, they come in, we don't have a budget really, so we can't pay anybody. So they just come and volunteer their time to give back. And then in addition to that, I think it's really important that we highlight our local kind of breakfast stops. Every breakfast that we have is usually donated. I don't think we've paid for a breakfast yet. And it's everywhere from chains like our Tim Hortons and our Starbucks. And then our local mom and pops that have given Donut World, Gypsy Joe's, that provide breakfast for us on the regular. So that's really cool too, is that we can have these events at no cost and it not cost us anything to put them on. And those are some pictures of our Power Breakfast series. We used to hold them downtown at Jobs and Family Services. They have a big, nice room there, but when they transitioned, it was the disaster management group that had this conference room. They transitioned out of JFS, so now we are at Keller Marketplace, and we really love being there. They provide it at no cost to us as well, which is just amazing how everybody pitches in to make sure that young professionals have a place to come together. And this is our luncheon that takes place at the chamber. So where are we headed? What do we want to see in the next couple years? So Andrea and I have been here for, like I said, 4 to 5 years. We're getting ready to age out, not that quickly, but eventually we want to have more young professionals come in and kind of take over what we've been doing. And what vision do we want to share with them when that happens, when it is ready for the next group to take over? We want to encourage, the mentoring and fellowships with other professionals in our area. That's why we bring these older, wiser professionals in to speak to us once a quarter. It's so that we can get to know them, and we see a lot of mentor-mentee relationships develop out of that Power Breakfast, and we love that. We would like to see our group grow in size. I think everybody would probably say that about whatever they're involved in. Our Power Breakfast usually brings in 30 to 40 people. After our events is usually 15 to 20 people. And luncheons, we do cap at 20 to 25 just for sake of room. But yeah, we would like to see more and more people, get involved. So that's why we talk to, a lot of people in the community. We speak at Rotaries and Chambers, because your young employees getting involved with us is really going to be as a reflection of their manager or CEO pushing them to come and do this, and giving up some time out of the workday to come to our events, so it's not something extra. Young professionals are really hard to get involved because they have young kids, they work. Maybe some are still in school or in a grad school. It's really hard to get them after hours. So if we have an event that bleeds into an hour or two of the workday, it's really important that you make it easy on them to maybe bow out and get to that event. 70% of employees today are disengaged. That's staggering to me. We think that we can restore some of that with young professionals, because you're more engaged in your workplace when you're more engaged in your community, and when you're more engaged with giving back and people that are the same age as you, trying to reach the same goal as you. So that's why we ask people often, like, encourage your young people to come to us. It on average will take maybe 2 hours a month out of their workday, so it's minimal. We have an event about every probably 10 months out of the 12. So, and 2 hours at that max. So that's that's kind of the direction we see ourselves going, and that's how you all can help us get there. And I went ahead and did this.
So we have some plans, hopefully we can move forward with in the near future. So we had planned to have a community garden, and that was, hopefully we were planning on doing it this summer, fall. However, with the pandemic, we kind of put that on hold. So we're planning for next summer to have a community garden on Main Street, just to have a place for people to come and plant a garden, because not everybody has that opportunity if they live in an apartment, or if just they maybe don't know how to do it. So we partnered with the Land Bank, OSU Extension, and a lot of other great groups in the community just to help us build this up and to have something for people to come and enjoy, just a relaxing place in the community. And also to beautify a space that's maybe not very aesthetically pleasing right now. Like Nicole had said, we want to grow the group, and we also want to increase our charitable giving. So we are trying to increase, not just having the toy drive in December, but we've partnered with Bottoms Up Diaper Drive by having some diaper drives throughout the year, and just always looking for ways to give back and to raise funds or items for community organizations that are in need. So if you haven't been able to make it to some of our events, we definitely want to invite you to come when we are able to have those in person, but also to our virtual opportunities. We are thinking about for Thanksgiving, we know there's a lot of people in nursing homes that maybe aren't going to get visitors like they have in the past, may not have family members come out and see them. So we're going to do like a card, just create cards to drop off to nursing homes to help maybe brighten their day. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to send that out on our Facebook page. That's the best way to follow what's going on with us. We also have an email list. So if you want to get signed up for that, just let us know and we'll get you added to that. But does anybody have any questions for either one of us?
I have a couple questions. Either one of you guys could probably answer. So, okay, young professionals. How young are we talking? Like, what's our age group here? How many of us actually would fit into this group?
So we don't really have like a clear-cut age range. We just kind of say like out of college to like 40-ish, but we don't, like, we've had people of all ages come. So we don't, if you look over or under, we're not going to kick you out.
If we look over or under, or we are over or under?
Either way, we don't kick anybody out.
That may
We're
make a
open
difference for some.
What'd you say?
Sorry, that might make a difference for some of us if it's the way that we look. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you would definitely look younger than your age, so you would look wise. You'd fit right in.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to say I look wiser, so people think I'm older, right? So I was also thinking while you were talking about upcoming members. I'm the affiliate for the Key for Kiwanis for the Key Club, and I thought maybe you guys might want to do a presentation for the seniors maybe that are going to be, graduating and figuring out what they want to do with their life, and if some of them are going to be staying local and not being, somewhere at a college, that might be some place for you to look.
That's a good idea, yeah.
To gain some kids that are very interested in being a part of your group.
Definitely.
I also wanted to mention about the community garden. I was really excited to be part of that meeting for the planning of the community garden, and then COVID happened. So I hope that that's something that you guys are going to be able to continue with, because that was a really cool project.
Yes, we are planning on it. So hopefully we can get that up and running in the spring. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Good. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Does anybody else have any questions? In the chat, it says, you're only as old as you feel. Thank you, Anne. I feel old today. And Tracy said, we're all too old. Does anybody else have any other questions? No, now they're all just.
We have a few people on here that are regular participants. So we're happy to see them joining us today. We got Dakota and Sarah, Abby. Trying to see, there might be other people that I just don't see their names, but.
Do you guys want to unmute and say anything about your group, or anything that you like about it, or anything?
Oh, we know you want to.
Sure they do.
I mean,
Sarah Stoughton, I'm calling
personally,
out.
I've only been to a few so far, but it's been nice. I mean, everybody's always super cheerful. It's always a good time. So you get to meet a lot of people who are people you may not normally come into contact with. So it's great to get those feelers out.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I just started at the foundation last September, so only had a few months where our events were normal in person. The last few have been socially distanced or virtual, but it's just a really great way to integrate yourself into the community, especially as a young professional. I mean, starting your first career is pretty intimidating. So just kind of going through, that process with others that are your age is, it's just a really beneficial group to be a part of. So I encourage everyone to join.
Awesome.
Abby, you started your video, so I feel like you definitely have something to say.
Well, I don't have much more than that. I think it's great for networking as well. That's really important in the business world, especially with Lancaster being a small area, to get to know other professionals personally and professionally. So it's really good for networking to learn different people's names and businesses. And although those might change at our age, it's still good to know, if I have a question about this, oh, I can call Andrea or Nicole because I met them at Young Professionals, and maybe they'll have an answer or can help in this situation.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, if no one else has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody what's going on the next couple weeks on Virtual Community. On Thursday, Dorinda Gear from the Board of DD is going to be talking about able and stable accounts. And then next week, Karen Dawson, who's on the call right now, is going to be on from CareSource, and then New Horizons on Thursday, and I'm with Miranda Gray. And I thought I saw her on here too. Maybe not. So that's what's coming up for next week. There she is. She'll be on next week. And I think that's it. I want to encourage you guys that are on the call today, if you have any other organizations that you're affiliated with or people that you know that might be interested in doing a virtual community call, let me know. I'm working on filling up 4 slots in December, the very end of the month. I know that's kind of a hard time because of Christmas, but I need to get a couple more of those dates filled. So if anyone knows anybody that might want to present, that'd be fantastic. You can email or call me. And that's all I have. Other than that, thank you guys so much for being here today. We really appreciate the information, and we recorded today, so we'll put that up on the YouTube channel so that you can share that out as well.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a good day.
Bye.